Exactly is going on? We now realize there's a lot of supply out there despite OPEC cutting production.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think the critical thing over here is that the Nigerian and Libyan production recovery has really put OPEC's cuts on a bit of a back foot because, again, even though all of us expected Nigeria and Libya to come back to some extent, volatility in their production, we definitely didn't expect them to come back and sustain production at these kind of levels. Doesn't mean the political situation has changed very much. Could production go back down again? Yes, absolutely. But right here, right now, they're producing a lot more than expected, and the rest of OPEC haven't done anything to compensate for that. That really has been at the crux of the recent decline in prices. That said, we are still expecting big stock draws in the summer, even with these kind of production levels from Nigeria and Libya. But I don't think sentiment really is paying any attention to forward-looking balances right now. It's all about this kind of building stockpiles, not just in crude, but also products in the U.S.
Amrita, I mean, on that, right, on the U.S., we understand that American drillers have added rigs to fields for 22 weeks. That's the longest run in 30 years. Do you assume that with time, this length of time just increases each year?
I do think rig counts are probably going to start tapering lower in the kind of coming months, especially given where prices are. But I know there's a lot of obsession with the rig count, but I will say this, that we really don't think rig counts are a guide to production, given they're drilling a lot longer laterals, the efficiency gains that we've seen. Just even if rig counts were to start falling in the coming months, that doesn't mean production is not going to grow. So I understand the kind of obsession with it, but I really don't think that's a guide to production. Particularly, I think some of the numbers coming out of the U.S. for March and April, the kind of final numbers, are showing that production, while it has been growing, it has missed expectations. And that's partly because costs are starting to go up. And if completion costs are going up, why would you complete wells at $42? So I do think there is an element where the market could be positively surprised in the sense that U.S. production might underperform relative to expectations, not relative to actual numbers. But some people do have very, very lofty expectations out there.
I'm looking at a chart, and it's basically saying that technicals are suggesting that WTI could trade into the $30. What's your take?
Oh, absolutely agree with that. I think this is like a falling knife, wouldn't catch it right now. We've had people call us and say this is the worst they've seen sentiment in 20 or 30 years. Right now, fundamentals really don't matter.